Cali.
Test your might. Test your might. Get over here! Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Round 2, fight! How many times did you ride a lot? How many niggas that died a lot? How many people that died a lot? Left you wild and ride a lot? How many credits you fought a lot? How many lawyers you got a lot? How many times you got shot a lot? How many niggas you fought? Finish him!
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
The king has returned.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 2-4 Podcast. I'm your host, Christian, and with me, as always, is the road dog, the red-headed one, my brother from another mother, the Ken dog. Say what's up to the people, Ken.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to another week, another episode. How you feeling, man? How you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good because somebody over here is looking like a real undefeated winner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was a little tough there. A little. Let me just say, I lost a
A little bit of
a few
shaking in your boots
years.
over there.
Yeah, just a little bit, but at the end of the day, I put it in the hands of the most reliable one, my kicker. A guy who can't play football, in the words of Skip Bayless, decided another game. And that's exactly what went down, bro. It went down to the wire. My kicker versus the big ones, the original jelly roll, Fat Post Malone. I beat his ass when he had a running back who is a stud, man. I can't believe Mixon couldn't get him that little bit that he needed to take me down. But you know, what are you gonna do when you just sweat greatness? You know what I'm saying?
For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about fantasy football, man.
Fantasy
and we
football,
are
man.
super involved this year.
Yep.
And let me tell y'all how involved we are. We out here making moves like GMs for real.
Like GMs, man. Like real talk, man. We have people hearing this a lot in a matter of 24 hours, bro. That's all you heard. That's what it was.
That's all you heard, man.
Man,
I tell you, we felt like Sonny Weaver Jr. in draft day, making moves, man.
So let's give people some background on our fantasy football a little bit, okay? This is the first time that the three broskies have been able to participate in a league together. We've never done it. I don't know why we've neglected that.
I don't know why we've never done it.
And not only are we doing it, but we're also doing it in a league for money. So,
money leagues are fun, competitive. I tell you that.
Money is on the line, and so it makes it more competitive. And there's some trash talking, you know. But we're boys, you know. You know how it is when you're boys. You to the outside, you might be like, "Man, you sav with friends like these. Who needs enemies?" But like. We're all cool with one another. This is the way we talk to each other. That's just how it is. It's locker room talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we so we're in this league, and even though I'm having success and the two broskies ain't having that much success, we felt pretty good about our teams, but going into this fantasy season, we had a guy complain and cry,
man.
and everybody got on this dude. Everybody that was in this fantasy group chat, except for myself, was like getting on this dude about like, you know, man up and all.
Dogging him, roasting.
And it was like deservedly so, man. Like it is what it is. Is like his team was auto draft, but his team got players that other guys wanted. Like, even though
players that people,
dude wanted. Might have been upset that like two of his guys are like gonna be out for the first few games of the season, like he still got top tier talent. When they come back, they're gonna like destroy. So I would say out of all the teams, he probably had the deadliest team in the whole league. It's just that he didn't want to put in the time, but I mean, that's his excuse that he doesn't have time. But come on, man. How many times do people get on their phone these days when they're using the toilet?
You ain't got time to make a lineup. You ain't got time to maybe shoot a few trades. Like, you ain't got time.
It only takes a couple minutes, man. And
yeah, man.
So anyways, after week 2, he just completely gave up. And so
backed out. He said, I don't want to play.
So he was done, and his team was
dismembered.
It was dismembered,
liquidated to the waivers. So now everybody gets a free dub.
All the teams,
so a 10-man team goes to really a 9-man team, and everybody gets a bye week dub.
Yeah, and so it made the weaker teams become very
stronger. Because the thing is, when you liquidate the players to the waiver, people who have the better waiver wire spot is gonna get the better players.
Yeah.
You know, So it's
So like fast
I had an
forward to
idea. I had
go
an
ahead.
idea for that situation. Maybe the commissioner of the league on his end could have just done a randomized pick of names
Uh-huh.
and reset the waiver wire. Maybe if he has that option, how he picked the draft.
Yeah.
Just randomize pick of names for that week, and then everything goes back to normal after that. So everybody has a fair chance. Not, you get the picked from the bunches because you lost that last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I, I should have brought that up, but it was just a little too late. Maybe.
And I had a thought in my head, but I didn't bring it up because I didn't think it would fly by people. Which was
Yeah,
to make dudes bench players be the starters. This
true.
way, the it's a lesser talent, and you have to beat them fair and square. Because I had to beat him fair and square week 1. Whoever faced him week 2 had to beat him fair and square before he gave up. And yeah, I didn't bring it up because I didn't think that anybody would have went with that. I think people, when they saw the opportunity to get this dude's team onto their own roster, they were like, I'm gonna stick
They're
with
all
this
for
idea.
it.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I didn't really see a
it
point.
really beefed up. It really beefed up like
And
two bottom teams that
and
now jumped up the standings.
we were talking about my team last week
Yeah,
scoring
161 points.
161. Yeah.
Guess
And
what
then
happened this following week? The
three
team,
or four teams, the teams that got the good players outscored me, right?
big numbers. There was somebody that scored 171 points.
Yeah. Crazy.
Dang, like, and before that, they weren't even breaking like 120.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So it made us
in order to like stay competitive with these teams that now have like juggernaut teams, us that didn't get prime pickings got to make moves now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
we got to
say.
make moves.
So,
and you know what? Me and this fool right here and the other big fool, we always were like come up with GM scenarios just like when we weren't playing fantasy. Even when we're playing Madden, we'd be like, man, this is something that you could do in real life.
Yeah.
And you know what we did? We made it happen.
Yeah.
So as it goes, I was looking to make some moves. I was looking to add more wide receiver depth, also running back depth. Still trying to, but I had a trade proposed, a 2-for-1 trade. Shout out to my step bro. I was gonna get Mike Evans and Marquise Brown for Brian Robinson Jr. Don't know how I got that, but
I told you what I think happened.
you know how it happened. But in order for that to happen, I needed to drop a player. I needed to drop at least a couple players because I was looking to drop somebody. But the homie right here, he was like, let's do some business. Let's really do something because I got some eyes on people on the waiver wire and I'm not going to be able to get them.
Yeah,
so let's talk something out.
I'm dead last in the waiver wire.
Because he's in first place. He's going to be dead last.
And you were what, second?
I was second to last.
Yeah, so he got second dibs if the person ahead of him didn't want said players. So I was already looking at cutting somebody.
Yeah,
he wasn't all the way ready to cut somebody just yet, and so I suggested, you get me somebody that I want, I will help you out. I will trade you a guy that you can then cut because I was already going to cut him anyway. You can send me a dude and either I stay with him in order for you to get your trade to work, so you had that open roster spot. Like, so I'll either stay with this guy or you figure out somebody that you are willing to get rid of to send to me, guys that you're willing to part ways with / the people that I see in the waiver wire. And so that's what we did, man. It was a lot of moving parts to make
And
his main trade happen.
I was also like trying to figure out my quarterbacks. So I was really gonna rock with
What?
Whoa. You went dark, oh.
Yeah, I'm back though.
You went dark on me. The 0 dark 30 on me.
0 dark 30. I'm back though.
Whoa, now you're bright.
Okay. Sorry about that. I kicked something and it messed up my monitors.
What I was saying is that there was quarterback situation. I had 3 quarterbacks to pick from, right? On my roster, because I was just testing the waters and see how they played. And he was like, the homie was like, I'll do you a solid.
Oh, yep, I forgot about that. Yep.
I send you in the midst of all this, when it's done, you'll get Deshaun Watson. And I'll have Deshaun Watson and Jared Goff. Because I didn't really want to rock with Dak Prescott. I didn't really want to rock with Russell Wilson. So here's how it went down. The commissioner came out and said there was a trade in the league. There's a trade in the league. So it started with me proposed a trade that may have put people's head on a tilt.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him Amari Cooper for Brandon Cooks. And there was probably some heads tilt. Even Dabrowski was like, "Did you just swindle our boy?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Did you just?"
He didn't know what we were doing. He was like, he really thought I swindled you. That I did you dirty.
He had no idea, but we had to put him in the loop. He was like, "There's bigger things to come. This is just the beginning."
Yeah.
So I trade him Amari Cooper for Brandon Cooks. Okay. Which then I drop.
Cooks is the one that I was gonna cut.
Okay. I drop Dak Prescott. I accept the trade for Mike Evans and Marquise Brown for Brian Robinson Jr. He drops Mike Williams. Mike Williams is out with the ACL tear.
Yeah.
Frees up a spot for him. The Cooper Cooks trade processes. My other trade processes. Then I drop Brandon Cooks for Jordan Love. I drop Russell Wilson for Devon Achane. And then I trade him Devon Achane and Jordan Love for Deshaun Watson. Because those are the 2 guys he was looking for. And he for sure probably wasn't going to get them.
Mm-hmm.
So I used my waiver wire spots to help him out. And then in the end, he helps me out. And I'm going to let him keep Amari Cooper because I got Marquise Brown, who's a solid wide receiver and gives me more depth. And I free up a roster spot to move somebody off of IR. Deal of the century, I think. I think it's a win-win for both of us. I think it's a win-win for both of us. Not only does he get Jordan Love, who I think is going to be a stud this year, and he's, people are really like sleeping on him. I don't know why he was still on the waiver wire. He gets Jordan Love. Plus his other quarterback is Josh Allen. I mean, you can play the matchups all day.
All day.
Who are you gonna pick? All day, He also gets running back depth, and he gets a wide receiver depth with Amari Cooper. And he drops a player that was injured, a player he doesn't want, and possibly another player he can drop again. And pick somebody else up. I get another solid quarterback who I think is going to really open up his season, Deshaun Watson. And I get Mike Evans. I got Mike Evans and Marquise Brown for Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah, man. Let me throw out what I said your stepbrother probably thought.
There's no way he thought that.
Bruh,
There's no way.
I think he thought he was getting Bijan. And when I said that to you, you busted out laughing because
it's probably
like,
true.
It's only missing the junior part.
Yeah. Because it only shows the B. It don't show his first name.
Yep. Because honestly, that's a lopsided trade, bro.
But
at the same time, he didn't really need him. He didn't really need both them dudes anyway because of Devontae and whoever else he had.
He has CD, Devontae, and a couple other guys.
Yeah, he's stacked.
Yeah. Especially with Devontae. Devontae put up a 40-piece last week.
Yeah, and he gonna do it again. I know it.
And he gonna do it again. Watch. Yeah. But yeah, that's how it went down. And man, when we were getting to everything processing and we were getting to waiver wires, I was really hoping everything fell into place because we would have had to think on the fly on some people for me to get this guy.
Yeah, dude.
But
you
man,
really,
it was honestly the most exciting I've ever had in fantasy football because it was just like, man, this is like some real GM stuff right here.
It is, and this is a perfect segue into the next topic because in the NBA, there was a trade for Damian Lillard. It finally happened. And like how our trade in fantasy required a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to happen in order for it to go down. The same had to be done in the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks traded for Damian Lillard. The Blazers and the Suns were involved in a 3-team trade. I think everybody really benefited from this. So Drew Holiday, let me just get through it real quick. Drew Holiday goes to the Blazers. DeAndre Ayton gets sent to the Blazers from the Suns. They get Tumani Kamara, the Bucks 2029 first round pick unprotected. And then they also get to swap rights on the 2028 and 2030 draft picks. The Suns receive Yusuf Nurkic from the Blazers, Grayson Allen from the Bucks, Nasir Little and Keon Johnson as well. And like I said, it's a lot of moving parts. I think it benefits a lot of people. I don't foresee Drew Holiday staying with the Blazers. It's another trade piece for the trade Blazers to get more things, get young and all that. And who wouldn't want to have Drew Holiday on their team? The dude is a phenomenal defensive player, and he has shown that he can score at least 20 a night. And the thing that is crazy to me, though, with all this moving around, is the Suns still don't trade for a point guard. As far as what we know, the Suns are probably going to use Bradley Beal as a point guard. So that's interesting, and Yusuf Nurkic going to the Suns is interesting as well. The dude hasn't been the most healthiest, and that Suns team, KD hasn't been the most healthiest. Bradley Beal hasn't been the most healthiest as of late, and Devin Brooks has been dealing with some things here and there. So it just feels like they even though they've probably gained more in talent and all that, it feels like they are really going to have to like monitor,
For
and
sure.
and really
Sure.
focus in on the training staff with trying to keep these guys healthy as possible, man.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, man.
man, that's
Give
a
me
huge trade.
your thoughts. What were you doing out there in Vegas when this big Woj bomb dropped, man?
Man, it was the first thing I saw when I woke up. Like, boom, when I wake, when you wake up, you usually check your phone,
Yeah.
notifications. I was like, it said Damian Lillard to Bucks to play with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I was like, what? I said, no way. And so I opened it up and I looked, and then it saw a 3-team trade, and I was like, again, no way.
Yeah.
This
3-team
is
trades is hard to
big, man.
orchestrate.
And I'm like, that's why it took so long. And everybody thought Miami. Everybody thought Miami.
I mean, even Jimmy thought it was going to be Miami.
Even Jimmy thought Miami. But nah, he goes to Milwaukee.
You know who else thought it was going to be Miami too? I believe it was Tyler Hero. I think he
Yeah, they were trying to put a package together for Tyler Hero.
But that's the thing. So Jimmy put a little quick video on IG talking about that the league needs to investigate Milwaukee with tampering. People don't know whether or not to take him serious because the dude jokes a lot, but then they're also like, maybe they do, because it wouldn't be the first time Milwaukee got caught tampering. If you remember, we had a trade, we as in Sacramento Kings, because we're Kings fans around here, and we were gonna send Bogey to Milwaukee, and that trade did not get to go through because of tampering. So,
Yeah, I remember.
Jimmy may or may not have a point.
Yeah. Could have a point.
I think once you get your hand caught in the cookie jar, whether someone's trolling or not, I think you have no choice but to do your due diligence, man.
Man, some shyshiness going on over there in Milwaukee.
But
maybe.
man, but let's play around with the fact that this is probably more
Legit.
for sure.
Yeah.
Damian with the Bucks, man. Earlier we tried to, before we found out we were gonna have technical difficulties, trying to do the podcast. Man, dude, I was just like stuck thinking about all the possibilities for these teams and what it means for the league and stuff like that. Like Milwaukee, I don't see how you don't just put them at the very top.
Very top,
As
because
favorites to get out of the East.
Still have Chris Middleton.
Still got Chris Middleton.
A lot of their core, their depth pieces on the bench. It's like you literally put probably one of the top point guards with an MVP player. Like these two guys could be MVP, both of them MVP players, for sure.
And then like Magic Johnson said it best when the news broke about this trade. This pick and roll action between him and Giannis is a different kind of level, bro. Like this is not something I don't think we've ever seen in the NBA. I think
it's gonna be crazy.
The closest that you might get as far as like excitement goes is Gary Payton and Sean Kemp back in the Seattle days. But like this is on a different level in different ways, because like Dame is one of the greatest shooters of all time, greatest scorers of all time, and Giannis, like he reminds me a lot of LeBron and Shaq, where he's just so dominating. Like you really gotta like make a
Yeah.
wall in order to keep this guy away from the basket.
When he gets a running start through the lane and gets the ball, there's no stopping him.
He's too
There's
big,
no
strong,
he's too
athletic,
big.
quick, everything,
Yeah.
man. Dude's phenomenal. So, like I said, that pick and roll action is gonna be crazy. And I don't see right now how anybody in the East can compete with that.
No.
And not to mention, not only does the pick and roll action between those two require so much attention, now you're going to leave a guy like Chris Middleton open all day.
Yep.
Like
It's gonna be scary, bro.
That's cheat codes, man. Cheat codes.
And they got Lopez at center, man. There's gonna be a team to, man. It's gonna be a juggernaut team, bro. I'm not gonna lie. With this trade, is there one clear winner? Or do
One
you
clear
think
winner? Yeah.
the one clear
Bucks.
winner?
The Bucks.
For sure.
But
But can you say that
the next
each
clear
team?
the next clear winner in my eyes is the Blazers, because
Blazers, for
you're
sure.
setting yourself up for many years of success. You're getting a
Yep.
young guy in DeAndre Ayton, who maybe
Mhm.
he needed to get away from the Suns. Maybe he can't deal with that much high expectation so early in his career. You know, maybe he needs a little bit more to, mature into his career for him to or start reaching the level that we expect him to reach to. And like I said, it gives them a lot of options. They get in some draft picks down the road that could help them a lot. And who knows what they can get for Drew Holiday, player or
Yeah.
picks or both. I mean, they just kind of in some ways won the lotto, because let's be honest, man, Dame is getting older, and
Mhm.
there's no way at this stage of his career he could carry this team to go to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Not unless
And with-
somehow all these dudes
with-
that they already had, not
Yeah.
unless those guys somehow made leaps in their development. There's no way. So
And
then-
with the West being harder than the East.
yeah. So with them being able to pull this off and get a healthier guy, because the best ability is availability, and Yusuf felt like he was almost never available. You getting DeAndre, like that's crazy good. And I'm not gonna like diss on the Suns just because to me they're, they end third in this, because like even though Yusuf deals with the injuries and all that, like the thing about DeAndre is even when he is available, if it doesn't feel like he ever makes his presence known. It's very rare. Whereas Yusuf, like he puts his numbers in. I don't feel like he really gets shut out like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's a better trade-off. And if you can keep him healthy going into the playoffs, I mean, that's all you can ask for, especially for a lot of the guys on this team. And it's part of the reason why I think people need to calm down with talking about the Suns being the top team in the West, and that they have to be like this top 3 seed. Like, no, man, when you got like so much talent, I think the best thing to do is just to get into the playoffs, and then from there put in the work. I mean, look at how far the Lakers got. The Lakers were not top 4 seed.
No.
So
they got there and just needed to.
They just needed to get there.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to that, man?
Nah, man. I think this this NBA season, man, is fixing to be really exciting, man. It'll be really, really fun to watch.
Definitely, dude. I can't wait, man. It's
I can't wait. Right
it's
around
right
the
around the
corner.
corner. Right around the corner.
Couple weeks, man. Preseason starts,
Yes, sir.
and then we'll be right in the middle, starting to get reaching the right in the middle of weeks of football, man.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of football, man, let's talk about this last week.
Let's do it. But hold on, before we do that, I got to remind everybody, if this is your first time checking us out and you like what you're hearing and seeing, make sure you hit that like button. That helps with the algorithm and us being able to reach out to others. Hit the subscribe button, and when you do that, make sure to hit the notification bell and hit the all when they give you the options when you hit that bell button, because when you hit all, you're always notified when we get on. So, like you said, we're gonna segue to the NFL. Yeah, man. Some amazing things happen in the NFL. I know we're probably the last ones to talk about it, but you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes the best things. Sometimes the best things is the things that you got to wait on. You know what I mean? You know, I want to talk about your Niners before we
What
talk about
about
some of the
them?
other teams, man. Because I've been seeing a lot of sports shows and all that talk about the best teams in football and specifically in the NFC, and then sometimes
Okay.
they'll talk
Okay.
about just overall AFC and NFC.
Okay.
And it's crazy how much of a guru I am, man. They do call me the sports mind of this generation. And because before today, I said it last time we was on, and I brought it up the time before. I said your team got no love, and it's a shame that your team don't get the love that they're supposed to get. And I said that at some point, some respect need to be put on their name, and it seems like they started to get the hint, because you guys are undefeated. You've dropped 30 points in each of your games. And you guys got dogs on offense and defense, and not to mention your QB. The awesome thing about this dude that I like, if you don't like the way he looks, like if you look at him and you're like, well, I mean, he don't look built like the kinds of quarterbacks I'm used to. He looked like a child out there or whatever. You know what? Don't think about that. Think about his mentality. Think about his leadership. Think about some of the things that this dude be saying to the media, and you can feel it when he out there on the field, and you're like, yeah, I can see him saying that on the field too, man. He be saying things like, I could do better. You know, it's killing me that I messed up on this play right here and that play right there. You guys are winning. You drop 30 every time, but he's constantly thinking on how he can improve and get better. And he don't feel like this is good enough. He don't feel satisfied. Yeah, maybe he ain't Tua and the Miami Dolphins dropping 70 on the team out there in Denver, but the dude gives me confidence, man. Because you know who talks like that? The great ones. I'm not saying he is a great one, but he could be one in the making. Could be, or at least have the mentality of a quarterback that can win you a Super Bowl. Maybe, like I said, maybe he won't be a great one, but good enough to win you a Super Bowl, because the pieces around him are great enough, but his mentality is a great mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'll go ahead and give it to you. You talk about this game. You talk about how you feel about your team. You give us anything you want to tell us, man, because this is your team. Go ahead.
I'll tell you right now. Kind of watching that game a little bit. They played the Giants.
Mhm.
Okay. The Giants. I'll get a little statistical right here. The Giants blitzed and pressured 80% of Purdy snaps, dropbacks. 80% of the time they blitzed and put more pressure on him. You know what he does? He stays cool. He gets the ball out real quick. I will say it wasn't his best game. There were some throws that were not the best. But you know what? He's smart enough to know that he can fix things, and they can adjust. That's what they did. They adjusted, and that's all along the line of the mentality he was talking about. But it wasn't his best game, if you see. And everyone's talking about like, oh, he's gonna be, he's great. How they still won. He put up numbers, and it wasn't his best game. That should say a lot. What's it gonna look like when he does have his best game? It's gonna be on elite status. It can be on elite status.
Yeah.
We've yet to really see him do like the greatest, he can. Still haven't seen him reach his ceiling. His ceiling could go really high. But that's just the position he's in. He don't really need to go that high. He just has to play his game. That's what he's been doing. That's his job. That's, his mentality is always like, oh, I got to do better. This. And I believe in this kid, man. A lot of you look, like you said, people looking at him, he's not the biggest, he's not the tallest, the strongest. Neither was Joe Montana. Neither was Steve Young. Neither was Tom Brady.
Drew Brees. I remember they
Drew
used
Brees.
to get on him for his height.
Because he was short. Yeah, it was like he can't even see over the line.
Yeah.
Look, Drew Brees is one of the passing leaders in the NFL, bro.
Yeah.
Talking records. Everybody wants a Josh Allen build.
Yeah.
These big running quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. But I'm like, if you look back in the days, man, the dog quarterbacks, Montana, Young, Marino, Brady, Namath, like these guys weren't the most athletic looking. They weren't the tallest, the fastest, the strongest. Like,
yeah, it's the mentality.
But there's the mentality, and just the execution that they have, and the ability to be great every week, better and better. That's what they did. And look, those guys are solidified in, their names are solidified in NFL history.
Yeah, man. Once you win a Super Bowl, they can't take that away from you.
You can't, man. Especially if you win 7 of them.
And I feel pretty confident. I think, Niner Nation should feel confident in him, because when Jimmy went down last year, everybody was really down on themselves. And I know for you were still hoping that you guys could get by.
Yeah.
But
because I knew what we had in Purdy. Like, I knew a little bit about him.
And I was gonna get to that. Like, it wasn't until you and I got to really talk about Brock Purdy and what made him different. Because you weren't dealing with someone who's the typical last pick of the draft.
No.
You are dealing with someone that, like, had it not been for the draft class and stuff like that, he might have been picked higher up.
He probably
And
could have picked up. He could have got picked up,
and
a
it's
round before that.
and
You know?
and his resume says that he should have been picked up higher than that. It's just,
Yeah.
again, sometimes it's the looks, not fitting a certain mold that bothers people, and it makes them not want to draft him. But we see that in every position in the NFL. There's always somebody that shines that did not fit the mold of what they said was gonna be great. Like, I think about, like, for instance, the Bengals had their ring ceremony for the all-time greats that they had, and
Yep.
the Ring of Honor, uh and Chad Ochocinco, he was the same way. Dude played uh junior college, man, and
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't considered like the fastest or whatever. He had a lot of things going against him just from looking at numbers. But, like, if you were to, like, actually watch the guy, spend some time understanding how hard he was grinding, you knew you had a dog. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a dog than somebody who just fits a mold, because then that
Yeah.
means that that they're probably not going to be able to adapt to their situation.
Yeah.
And look at uh Brock Purdy, man. Brock Purdy, he had a lot going against him. He had other guys ahead of him that would have kept their job if it wasn't for the injuries.
Yep.
And there was all these high expectations for the team itself, and then on top of that, you guys were being very active with trades, and so he had
Yep.
to find a way to reel that in and have a good season. And unfortunately for him, he got hurt at the worst time in the playoffs. And so going into this season, we're trying to figure out if the dude can repeat what he did last year. And the thing about the NFL, we talk about how a couple of games, they already kind of solidify some things, because 1-2 games is like a bunch of games in the NBA.
Yeah.
And so this is 3 games in the book, and for 3 games, and he's been getting the dub.
Yeah.
He's been
He's
getting the
just
job
going
done,
out
man.
there and getting the job done and just doing his job,
Yeah.
And I mean, these next few weeks are there'll be some big tests, but I think he's up for the task. He's up for the job at hand. Because you know what? Job ain't finished.
Job ain't
Job
done,
ain't
man.
finished. Job done. Job not done. And that's this whole team's mentality, man. That's his whole team's mentality. And you're talking about it like him from last year. There's guys, especially Big 71, Trent Williams, the dog himself. He'd been saying, he's like, this kid is different. We've been riding with Brock since he came in off the practice squad.
Yeah.
We've seen him throw. We've seen him make plays. He's like, this kid got it. He's like, and Trent Williams, he's been in the league a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Him being an offensive lineman, doesn't mean he doesn't know things about quarterbacks. I mean, he protects the quarterback, so he sees a lot. But it's like everybody along with him, they mentioned like, yo, we've been behind Brock. That's our guy. We knew he was him before y'all. And the thing is, even Fred Warner was like, this kid's been going up against number 1 defense in practice.
Yeah.
He'd be like, you think we soften up on our guys? No. Because if you do that, you don't get better. Because 100%, those guys play the same way in practice as if they're playing an opposing quarterback. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're not going to hit them like super hard, but they're covering.
Well, yeah,
They're
the
covering real
coverage
hard
and
on
all that
guys.
stuff. Yeah,
Everything, you know, like
as tough as
they don't let up.
possible, they're gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't let up because that's not how you're going to get better. And I mean, it goes to show. I think what he's doing now from what he did last year, the leap already is substantial. You know,
Yeah.
it was just it was cooler to see because he had been thrown in the mix like right away, and it's really awesome to story behind him. He's really taking, really putting a lot of people on notice. But the work in his full off season, transitioning now, he looks a lot better than he did last year.
So, I kind of briefly teased it. Talking about the Dolphins. Dolphins is a team that could potentially be in the Super Bowl. Your team could potentially be in the Super Bowl.
I'll tell you right now, clear cut number 1 and 2, the number 1 teams from each conference.
Yeah.
This is Miami and 49ers.
Yeah.
Clear cut right now, number 1 for each. Number 1 and 2 for the whole league. These two teams are kind of right at each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, obviously, Miami.
Who has the bigger gap? So if the Niners are 1, and let's say Eagles are 2, okay, and then let's go to the AFC. Dolphins are 1, and I don't know, Kansas City's number 2. Who has the bigger gap between the 1 and the 2?
Miami on Kansas City.
Yeah.
Their offense is crazy, and they put it on notice this last week. Like, their backups were balling.
Yeah.
Like, that's but I'm pretty sure the Denver Broncos defense was deflated by 40. So,
Yeah.
the rest of the points were kind of maybe a chip shot.
Yeah.
But still, to put up 40 that quick, it's impressive.
So,
but we'll see. Kansas City just put up a 40 bag too.
Yeah.
Looks like their offense is starting to roll around, So we'll see this next week, man. Honestly, I give it another week.
I do find it crazy though that there were doubters over Miami, because just like I found it crazy for there to be doubters for the Niners, to not.
Let me put it in perspective for Miami, right? That game when they scored 70 points, you know who was missing in the offense? Jalen Waddle. Okay. Add Jalen Waddle to the mix. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane. Like, bro.
They probably would have.
They got a lot.
They probably would have added another
TD or something,
14 points maybe.
Probably.
Getting closer to some basketball score.
Exactly. But it's like, yeah, you throw. Probably these guys will have the fastest team. Yeah, I think they have the fastest team.
The speed is crazy, bro. Like
Tyreek, Jalen Waddle are both like the fastest wide receivers.
Tyreek has been recorded running at, I think it was like 24.5 miles per hour, and then Waddle just under 22.
Yeah. And I mean this
That's
last
insane.
this last game, Raheem Mostert recorded 21 point something. Um, Achan was like 20, close to 22. I'm like,
Yeah,
all
dude.
Tua got to do is stay healthy. That's it.
That's
That's it.
and that was the thing, because like, okay, for instance, when we were doing our fantasy draft, remember, like, Dylan was a bit of a naysayer over Miami because
Really?
I was trying to
Yeah.
get you guys to get Tyreek and Waddle, and there was there was a little bit of small doubt from your end, but small. It wasn't like his. He had bigger doubt. But you saw almost immediately as soon as I said the speed, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about." And so,
Yeah. But he took Tyreek. He took Tyreek
oh, he
number 1
did,
overall.
but I had
or
to,
his number 1 overall
I
pick.
had to sell
Yeah.
him, and it's
You
like,
did, you did.
I was like, dude,
That's
what
cheetah,
does
man.
what does Tua getting a concussion have to do with these dudes getting off? Like,
Yeah.
real talk, even if Tua were to go down, like, all you got to do is just be an accurate thrower, or whatever, and you're good. Like, just be semi-accurate.
I mean, they got Mike
if you
White
can,
as backup. Mike White, he looked good in that
yeah,
game he played.
if you can,
A little bit of the game.
if you can bomb the ball, even not even bomb it, dude, because like Tyreek is the only guy in the league that can turn a 5-yard route into a 55-yard touchdown.
Yeah. He burns a guy so quick, and within 5 yards, he has time to let up, catch the ball, and then take off before they even catch him.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's what I'm
ridiculous speed.
saying. And it's not an exaggeration. He did it in the playoffs.
Mhm.
So, he's done it, and I don't see why people have doubts at all, because it's kind of like with your team, like last year, whoever you were going to have under center was going to be successful, whether you were that good or not. Like if, God forbid, Brock Purdy goes down with an injury, I have faith that Sam Darnold can work with these weapons, because there's too many.
There's too many, and the system Shanahan puts in place is quarterback friendly.
Yeah.
Like, it's unless the quarterback is completely trashed. Okay? Completely. Like, I think you could put Zach Wilson in his offense and he could thrive. That's how good I think his offense is.
Possibly.
And you know how bad Zach Wilson looks.
Yeah.
In New York.
Yeah.
It's like, and Mike McDaniel's coming from that coaching tree of Shanahan. Like, they run a similar offense.
Mm-hmm.
All Tua got to do is throw the ball. That's it. He reads his defenses, throw the ball, make his checkdowns, make smart plays. That's all Tua got to do. And honestly, Tua looks better with his footwork on his feet, better than last year. Like, I don't know if you know, like, a lot of people who really aren't in football, but Tua put in the work this offseason, and he's been doing really well. He gained weight, not in like bad way. Like, he gained muscle. Like, he looks like a good build. Like, this Miami team is going to be a problem, man, for the AFC, for sure. Like, the last few years, it's been Chiefs, Bills, Bengals. You can't even say Bengals no more. I think Miami and Chiefs and Bills, honestly.
I mean, I'm gonna give Bengals
they gonna be there.
I'm gonna give them a chance, but they definitely
couple
need
more weeks, man.
They definitely need to start turning things around.
I mean, they barely just snuck a win this last Monday.
Exactly.
And then they had to fight for that win. And you know what? I mean, the Bengals are good when Joe Burrow is healthy. Joe Burrow is not healthy. He's dealing with that calf right now. So it's just, that, and I think a lot of their play calling hasn't been that great. Game script and stuff like that, But yeah, definitely clear cut Miami, Chiefs, Bills. With the Bills creeping up to maybe take over that second spot. They're looking really good. The
Uh,
defense looks really good. The defense looks really good.
I'm not gonna
Defense looks
I'm not gonna diss on that. It's just them overtaking Chiefs with the type of history the Bills have had versus the type of history the Chiefs have had. You know, like last couple years, the Bills went third to Bengals,
yeah.
and whereas the Chiefs, no matter what changes have been made in the last few years, they've remained the best team. And you know, my saying that I've been saying almost every week, you're king of the hill till someone really knocks you off, and they knock you off by winning the chip.
Yep.
And to me, the lowest I can go on a team that has the best quarterback in the entire league is 2. I can't put him lower than 3
Yeah.
because he was getting dubs, bro. Like, yeah, he lost game 1, but that was
How fun would it be to see Shanahan and McDaniels go at it at the Super Bowl? How fun would that be, bro? 2 guys that grew up coaching together.
yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
Good friend, I'm pretty sure they're good friends,
Yeah.
coaching aside. 2 crazy dominant teams. By that time, if they make it to the Super Bowl, arguably probably the number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense.
Well, it shouldn't be like that crazy because Kyle had to face Sean McVay,
Yeah.
and they went up the ranks together.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, Shanahan always he's been besting McVay the
But
last 9 times.
I'm just saying that it's not that crazy,
Yeah.
because I mean
But
they
it would
did.
be fun because these guys are they're with their play calling is a
But
little bit more like
it'd probably be more fun though just to see it happen
it'd
in
be
the
like
Super Bowl than a
like a
conference championship.
yeah. Well, it would have to be the Super Bowl because
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
what I'm
play in
saying.
the regular season this
Yeah,
year.
well, that's what I'm saying.
It would be kind of like a chess match or what? What do you think?
Maybe it would have to be like Kyle. It depends on how Kyle feels about his opponent, to be honest, because like if the Dolphins look as dominant as they have been looking going into the Super Bowl, then I think Kyle has a problem with like playing to not lose rather than just playing to win.
Yeah.
That I feel like I've seen Kyle Shanahan really just mess up at times because of that. Like, and
That's true.
it started in Atlanta against
Mhm.
the Patriots. It started then, and then ever since then, when he keeps getting into these moments where he feels like if I'm not careful, I could lose us this game. He winds up doing it because he gets in his own head because he's worried about losing the game rather than just trying to win. Just try
Yeah.
to run up that score. Try to like completely dominate on defense. Try to, just keep that foot on that gas rather than like,
That's my one big gripe about. That's like the one downside I see with my team.
Yeah.
Is in those big moments, I feel like he would just like go the cojones and just be like, you know what, we're just gonna run it up. We're gonna run it up.
Yeah.
Can't beat us if we run it up. Just have that mentality. Like everything else he does, like I think is really good, but in those crunch time moments, sometimes he does fold. Not like completely, but kind of just
He's kind of
doesn't make
choked.
the right calls.
Yeah, he's
Kind of
kind of
choked.
choked. Yeah.
Like I hope Like I really hope this year is different.
Yeah.
And he really just be like, you know what? Let's just do it. Just go for it.
Yeah.
You know,
And
hit him in the mouth. You know,
so
not everything has to be strategic. Just in your face football, man. Like it's it's how it works sometimes.
yeah, and if he has another choke job, I don't know if he keeps his job. I don't
Well, I
care if he
mean,
does make it to the Super Bowl.
he just signed an extension, so I don't know.
Dude, that don't mean nothing. You
True, could lose
you
your job.
choke, you lose your job, bro. Like that, it happens. It happens, man. Damn, I had my eyes on the team. I wanted to talk quickly about the Cowboys, man. Do the Cowboys have how should I word it? Are the Cowboys in trouble just because Diggs is out? Are they in trouble more so because missing a crucial piece on defense, or are they in trouble because of Dak, or is it the combination of the two?
Well, there's a little bit more added to that. When they played the Cardinals, we'll say Cardinals came out swinging. They hit the Cowboys in the mouth.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that. Cowboys weren't expecting that. They're expecting Cardinals to roll over and die.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, with Diggs being out, besides Parsons, that's their best defensive player. Parsons number 1, Diggs number 2, especially in a coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But not only he is out, but there was a couple offensive linemen out for the Cowboys that just came up like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I think that they get those guys back. They'll return to what they were looking like. A better team. But I think honestly they just got bested, man, by the Cardinals. They weren't expecting it. The Cardinals came out. They executed. James Conner looked really good. Josh Dobbs looked better than Kyler Murray has ever looked. And that's an XFL guy. Their defense plays hard. Cardinals, they play hard, and they won that battle, man. Cowboys had a chance to lose it, but Dak did what Dak does. Crunch time. I don't know what Boy was looking at when he made that throw, but there was a sea of red. There's a sea of red right there. He threw into triple coverage and he got picked off. I don't know what he was thinking. For that game, I think it was Dak, play calling and Dak, and just getting kind of deflated since the beginning of the game, since the start.
Yeah. I feel like it was a little bit of combination of the defense and Dak. I think that like just because you're missing Diggs doesn't take away from your actual identity as a whole from a defense. Like your defense is known as one of the best takeaway teams of all time. And you guys get interceptions, you guys get pick sixes, you guys get forced fumbles, and you'll even return it for a touchdown. You guys are known for getting sacks, and not only are you known for getting sacks, but you're also known for getting safeties and strip sacks. Like you guys do all the things that one would want their defense to do, and yet like you let a team like the Cardinals that's not looking like the most talented and they got the most going for them, drop 28 on you.
Mm-hmm.
You should be undefeated right now. It shouldn't just be
Yeah.
the Eagles in your conference being undefeated.
Yeah.
So what are you most worried for going forward? Are you most worried for their defense or for Dak?
I think a little bit of both. I feel like the defense is they'll find their identity again.
Yeah.
Maybe that game they were definitely on like a high, I guess. From the
Mhm.
last couple games, and they just reality kind of hit them. But it's like they should know that they're dominant defense. Like every game in, game out, they'd be like nobody can mess with us.
Mhm.
You know. With Dak, if games roll out where they're behind, like, and he has to really be that guy. I don't think like there'll be times where he can get it done, but the consistency won't be there to get it done every time. Even if the defense gives him opportunities to get the ball back and stuff, or
Mhm.
I just I just can't rock with him. You know, that's just my
Yeah.
opinion, man. Just over time we see what happened. Just too many mistakes. Especially in this game. Like you rewind the tape. He had a clear cut touchdown, but he did not throw the ball at the right time. He threw it way later than he should have, and he
Mhm.
threw it in the triple coverage. If he threw it like right off the break of that slant, he would have had a touchdown. But he waited too long, and that's just a Dak thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. For me going forward, I'm worried about Dak. I'm not so
Yeah.
worried about the defense. I feel like there's enough there for the defense to do good. Plus, your defensive coordinator, uh, I have faith in him as a defensive coordinator, not as a
Yeah.
head coach. But um, I just I don't know, man. I feel like it's hard to be a player in uh certain cities. Like, they always say you got to be built different to be a player for LA or for New York. And I think one of the hardest places to be a specific position for is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I
Absolutely.
and I think that being the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys has taken its toll on that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like is not the easiest job. It is a job that is probably very desired by everybody, but it is not one that is meant for everybody. You got to be built
Yeah.
different.
You do.
And I mean, shoot, man, we've heard people criticize the dude when talking about, him being depressed because uh of like health issues with his family, and also uh his brother who died, I think, by suicide. Uh and like
Yeah.
how those things affected him, and then like people were criticizing, they're like, I don't want to hear that from my quarterback. Like, bro, that's how
Yeah. It's
savage
like,
they are towards.
yeah, Cowboy fans, man, are like another breed, man. They're just like they don't care like that this guy is still a human being. This guy
Yeah.
has a life,
Yeah, they act like, oh, who gives a shit because you got so much money.
Yeah, right.
Like, bro, come on,
We
man.
will stick. I mean, Cowboy fans aren't the smartest. when it
I'm-
or not the most knowledgeable when it comes to overall football. You know,
yeah,
not
like
I'm not saying that they're
like
dumb or stupid. I mean,
money
I've come across some that are very, very
money don't
but
replace a family member, man. Like
yeah, man.
it just don't.
It just comes with the job, you know.
Yeah. Um, I want to talk about uh probably the most trending team at the moment, social media wise, uh, because of a fan base that became fans of this team out of nowhere because the people that are fans of this person was in an athlete's family's suite at the game. I know I made that real complicated. Basically, I'm talking about the Kansas City Swifties.
The Kansas City Swifties. That's funny.
Travis Kelce being back, doing his thing,
Yeah, man.
and making themselves look dominant against the Bears. I mean, I know that the Bears have not had the best season. They're
The
not
last
doing
few
great,
seasons.
but like especially this season, they have not done great. They can't get the ball
Stanky.
going. I mean,
Stanky.
Justin Fields throws for 99 yards. He ran
Can't
for
throw the ball.
47. I mean, like, dude,
They can't
just-
throw the ball. They can't run the ball. They can't play defense. It's like, what do you do at this point?
You ask
What do
the
you
other
do?
team if they are willing to play Madden, because that's the only way you're winning.
Your best Madden player versus their best Madden player. We duke it out
Yeah.
on all Madden.
But yeah, man, Patrick Mahomes and Blaine Gabbert were able to
Gabbert.
yeah, you played a little bit. Got 2 interceptions.
I haven't heard that name in a while. Jeez.
But yeah, man, you seeing Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce being able to like link up again is
Yeah.
nice to see. You know, Travis got a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes threw for 3. Their running backs were able to get a touchdown apiece. I mean, they basically
Yeah, man. It's the
they had a
Chiefs doing Chief things, man. But let's talk about the real story here.
the
okay?
Swifties, man.
Is Travis Kelce dating Taylor Swift? Or are they just friends? I mean, it was spotted that was driving down Kansas City in a drop top Cutlass with no plates on. I mean, that's a little romantic if you ask me. And Travis Kelce's putting on the moves like he puts moves on teams.
I don't know, man. You know,
I don't know, man.
I don't know if you listen to him and his brother's podcast,
I do very much.
but it seems like the last few episodes of their podcast, he's been sounding more and more lonely. And he keeps bringing up how he wants what his brother has.
Maybe.
So maybe that's a hint right there. All I know is what I told my wife, bro. I told my lady, whatever happens, I just hope she don't throw down a diss track if they break up. Because she's known for that, bro. She's a savage.
Yeah, man.
She's bad as Tupac was back in the Tupac Biggie era when he was talking that mess. Speaking of which, man, I can't wait to drop my diss track towards the big fella. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna use that song and come up with my own words.
Yeah.
That's why I'll beat your team, you fat.
But yeah, man. I mean, I was watching that game,
Mhm.
and the announcers were like, "You won't believe who's here today," and I was like, "Who?" And it literally shows Mama Kelsey in the suite, and next to is Taylor Swift, and I was like, "Is that Taylor Swift? What the
Mhm.
heck?" I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Don't she have like a show to do somewhere?" But I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. And
It's
then I found out
interesting.
that
Yeah.
she's there because of Travis Kelsey, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, is this fool dating Taylor Swift, the biggest pop star in the world?
I know
Like,
he's a good dude from what I hear, man.
Travis Kelsey is a standout
Like
person. And he's
I
a good dude.
haven't heard an ex of his come out with some accusations of any kind. You know,
No, and I mean,
no,
he's been off and off with a lot of people.
yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying.
it's like,
There's no diss track in the waiting for him. That's why I'm saying I
yeah,
hope if they were to split and it wasn't nothing foul, she don't go diss tracking him just because, maybe things changed on his end. Like he just wasn't, the spark left for him. Maybe not for her, but that's not his fault. If that's how he
yeah.
feels. I just don't want to
Man,
hear diss track.
that means there's two teams with the Kelsey and a Swift on it. You got the Kansas City Chiefs, Kelsey and Taylor Swift, and you got
yeah, and they're
Jason
running
Kelsey
back.
and DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, yeah.
The Swifties over there.
I was
But-
like, yo,
but
is he
talk about-
about? I was like, literally, I was like, bro, are you about to bring up their running back?
Yes.
Because I don't think there's a
Yes.
person in their life. I don't think Jason Kelsey has a Swift in his life other than
Do
a
you think-
teammate.
Do you think Jason Kelsey went to DeAndre and was like, "Are you gonna be my Swiftie now since my brother got one?"
Yeah. They go, hey, they try to have lunch together, but their plus one must be a Swift. You know?
He brings DeAndre.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like anyone's invited as long as their plus one is a Swift.
but talk about the Swiftie movement is real, man. Did you see the numbers that
His jersey sale went
his
up
jersey
400%.
sales? 400%. He gained over like 30,000 followers on Instagram.
I can't believe that was all.
Yeah, I
was
was like,
like-
I can't believe you didn't get all of them.
Yeah.
Like
I was
millions.
I was like, bro,
I was
how
like,
do you not get a million?
Oh, I think it was like 300,000, something like that. It was big. It was a big
It
three
don't matter.
number like
it
that.
don't
But
matter.
that, yeah, you think it'd be more.
If it ain't 3 million, then it's too low.
But I wonder if like the big wigs at NFL was like, man, we've been trying to do this forever. We've been trying to get females back into this game, involved in this game forever.
Yeah.
He's like, we need Taylor Swift at more football games.
Yeah. Especially with Travis still being good, because like no one cares about Russ and Sierra no more, and it's because Russ sucks.
Yeah, yeah. The Russ sucks and Sierra's getting kind of old.
Yeah.
But it's like I see some funny memes. I see some like ladies post with like, man, nobody knew who Travis Kelsey was till Taylor Swift put him on the map. And then the meme was a guy looking back like this, like, are you crazy, woman?
Yeah. And it's gonna be interesting, man. TMZ is gonna be following them.
I was like, we should have brought it in like TMZ. Breaking news: Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, we gotta try and do that TMZ voice too.
any if we get any more news that comes out, we'll hit him with that.
So you projected to win your fantasy, man, this week?
Of course, because I got a free win.
Oh, that's right.
But I'm taking I ain't gotta worry about beating nobody. but I'm taking the time to keep trying to facilitate some moves, man. I got
Gotcha.
I got
Man,
I got some things
I,
of people to hit up, you know.
man, you over here just tinkering away, bro. Like you're gonna come up with. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm looking to
just
make one more move, man.
you're
I'm looking to make
you,
one move.
it's like you're the person that had the paper clip and you're trying to move all the way up to a house.
Hey,
You know what I'm
man,
talking about? You remember when that was a thing where people were
if
like,
that
"Yo,
paperclip gives me
I got
if
this
that
paper clip."
paperclip gets me a really good running back for my team, I'm all in. And I'll be happy until I'm not.
I think I got a better chance of winning after you and I have made our transaction.
Yep, I think so as well.
It'll still be a wait and see.
Which shall be going through in a little while.
Yeah, so it'll be a wait and
So
see. It'll be a wait and see. Have you watched anything new? Have you done anything new and exciting?
well, I mean, it was my birthday week, so just been
Oh,
hanging out
that's
with
right, man. We
fam
didn't
and
get to get on
oh yeah, you know
yesterday. Yeah,
it's
it can't,
it's no
man.
big deal, man. It's no big deal,
Dude,
man.
I had a big old thing planned out too, man. I was gonna change my
Don't
voice.
lie.
No,
Don't
I
lie.
was gonna sing to you with my little voice changer thing and play music in the background. I forgot all about me wanting to do that. I was gonna do that yesterday, but forgot to bring it up.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
So I apologize, old old man in the face.
Hell no.
Man, you look
That's
hella old
what
in the face now that you don't have facial hair, bro.
I know. Don't tell me about it. I miss it every day. But you know, that's beside the fact.
Man,
Sometimes you gotta sacrifice for certain things, you
you
know.
still gonna keep the hair long though?
Maybe.
I'm telling you, bro, it would look fire if you
I've
did
been thinking
the,
about
the
I've been
shorter
thinking
hair.
about cutting it down.
Because otherwise,
Maybe
you
not
look.
like short all the way, but maybe like a little bit, you know.
What you could do is wait till after Halloween, so this way you could look like the guy from Stranger Things. Dress up as
Nah.
him.
Nah.
No,
Nah.
or you could just kind of keep it long and
Why would I do that when I have
make
one
it
of the
fluff it up some, make it look kind of crazy. Wear some blue overalls with a long sleeve shirt that has stripes going all along, and you look like Chucky. You get one of your knives from work, and I'll be your friend till the end.
be like a big ass Chucky?
Yeah.
No, man, I have one of the best Halloween costumes ever, man. Most of y'all don't know. My favorite movie
Oh yeah.
franchise is
Yeah, I know.
Halloween,
Yeah, dude, yours looks so
and
sick.
I've put together probably the most movie accurate cosplay for Michael Myers. Like even down to repainting the mask and making it look movie quality. And I did it last year, and man, I had so much fun, man. It was so much fun. Like I had so many people like commenting. They're like, "Man, that's the best Michael Myers costume I ever seen." And they're like, so many people taking pictures of me. I could have charged. It was fun. You know, I even got the same boots that they wear in the movie, man. Same boots, everything.
I wonder if Michael Myers decided to like kill people out in New York, he would switch his boots out for Tim's.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably would.
I would.
Yeah. For
That or black Air Forces.
For Halloween, I want to dress up as somebody, but it might kill me. I don't think my heart could
Why?
take it because it would require me to be like 600-700 pounds.
What are you talking about? What are you
Just-
talking about?
it would. I would have to eat a lot more than my heart could take and start dipping. I'm just saying, man.
And name yourself Darren Hall.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You'd have to get like those fake messed up teeth.
The hillbilly grill.
It's all love, brother. All love.
Either that or like, I could goof around and just get like a garbage bag, blow it up with air, and then
Get one of
start.
those
And
inflatable ones.
where's sunglasses? No, it needs to be like garbage bag looking, and start moving like this and be like Missy Elliott.
Oh,
You remember that music video?
Remember
the music video? The rain one
Yeah,
where she's in a
yeah.
big super duper fly.
Super duper fly.
I could probably still pull off as dude though. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Halloween's coming around the corner, man.
Yeah, dude. Hey, when you're in town, we're gonna see that Exorcist movie, man, and we're gonna do a
we got
podcast
some big news
together. What's up?
Yep. No, I was
that-
I was segueing into that, man.
Okay, gotcha.
Got big news, man. I'm gonna be in town. I'm going back to Sacramento this next week. I'll be in town with this jabroni.
He'll sit right here,
And we're gonna do a podcast in the flesh, in the live together, man.
I have no idea why, but I thought you were gonna say in the nude. I was gonna be like, what?
That's not allowed on YouTube.
It's like, I don't know why.
Tune in for the 2-4 podcast OnlyFans special.
Yeah. For our Patreons.
For our Patreon subscribers. No, man, we're gonna do a podcast.
Hey, you know what we should do?
In the flesh, man.
When we do it together, we should also do it like right after we saw the movie. So this way we can give our honest reaction to the movie.
I'm down, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure out the day because I know I get in there on next week on Wednesday. So we'll figure out the day.
Yeah.
Probably on like maybe a Thursday or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, man.
But
it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be dope. Yeah, I can't think of nothing other than hopefully we get to do another podcast tomorrow, and it'll be with me and Dylan.
Yeah.
Hopefully he will have watched this, saw a little bit of the dissing that I did. But also he did want me to relay a message and say that for people who watch this and haven't subscribed, he hates you. He hopes you die and your favorite team gets obliterated, whether it be through bad trades or their plane crashes. That's him, not me. He's evil. There's something wrong with him. He got no soul. You would think it would be this guy because he's redheaded, but no, that fool's redheaded in the inside.
For sure.
And he got no soul, man. That's why he has no problem being the sole reason why there's starving children in Africa. Because the amount he eats every day could save many lives out there. But instead, he's selfish. He want a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm just messing with you, man. I love you. Uh,
That's because you fell asleep almost, man. Fell
it's just
asleep.
because you fell asleep. I wouldn't have
Come
been.
on, man.
I would have been, dude. I can't wait for him to roast me back, bro. Like I'm
Set-
actually looking
set
forward
an
to it, bro.
alarm. Set an alarm, man.
Yeah, set an alarm, dude. Set more than one alarm. Set an alarm on your wife's
I mean,
phone
I can't believe
and your phone.
I can't believe he was sleeping through alarms, man. I think sometimes, man, his snoring be waking him up.
No, it does. I've seen it.
Like
When he
I'm
lived
like,
with
dang,
me
he
for a
snores
while.
so
Yeah,
loud, he wakes you up.
yeah.
He wakes himself up. So I'm like, damn.
Yo, dude, I gotta tell you this one funny thing before we go, man. One time, I I got up because I needed to go to the bathroom. I don't mean to be TMI, but I had to go to the bathroom because my tummy was rumbling. Okay, and when I got up, I accidentally tooted a little bit, and this fool dead asleep, snoring the hell out. Right, and then I farted right next to his head by accident, and he goes out of nowhere just to him going, "What the hell was that?" Like in a dead sleep. I think he was still kind of like sleep talking or whatever because he didn't remember it the next day. But he goes sniff. What the hell was that?
What was that? What's that, man?
I
Just some
felt bad.
barbecue?
I felt bad because I had to go real bad. Like my tummy was hurting. So you know it was rank, bro. But I sprayed air freshener there and everything, so
was
it went
funny,
away
man.
fast. But yeah. But anyways, man, I want to tell everybody thank you for watching this, man. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button, hit all, so you're always notified. And yeah, hit that like button, man. Helps with the algorithm. I hope everybody does good. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. And
Yes,
if we don't see you till next week, then I love y'all. If you want your team to succeed, you want some dubs, you want good things happening, you love your family, and you want them to be nice and healthy and all that good stuff, then hit the subscribe button and let everybody else know
Yeah.
the same. All right? But
Yeah.
we are out.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot.
Later.
I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.